mo nyina chi amabakwa ba ediba XTV anopa no nsia kase so enne eye obenebo som ne data se dunu ngotwe e wa fimpimie ne edunu mienu no emmo emra sonsense bia e koso na wotwe wieye e wo ye man mo ni amahudo sonse maboabo ne nyina no sanopa no nsia kase amede ebro enne anope kase boy every cramponi mante mo poko ase adom plaza building mo ene ye hye sanson sa wo kopie mo awa befo tinta kase no so dia Facebook eye STVGH sanson ena YouTube eye XTV Ghana insama wodo amede bro enanope edo su yankasa ne dimakote bia wo bete ene say Ghana mampeni Ghana pesie na adedankwa kufuado enranso wo ba yemfiefie ne ye bekasa ye efa eye coronavirus no kwen ye befa so etimi eti anokra na jese ya wodo a wode 2 years no we yi bi edi efremu emuntiremu obete e wakase esom ena insamfofo mo nso ma hyemedwani a wogiremo de ma de hye omo wo nhia so abato mpeso aso wode atodwa ese sa wo hwa ene day coronavirus ensusuaso boni anapose ye economy ne se na ete no wontimi fa ntutu ayo mampani dada John Dramani Mahama ni dumso na ebae no wontimi fa ntutu ho emukyeremo obete e wakase eso ababa bi nso a wadi mfie edunson owo SHS ni boyfriend si weja na nti oye na adwese anka wo ku ne ho eno nso emukyeremo obete e wakase eso nsem bi ka we ho na mede bro sanopa no nsia kase abrame Obaapa Mavis Akosua Atteh mede kase ebrewo mame twa me ho mra na mfa kase boy emukyeremo ankasa mfama Penny nana adodan kwa kufuado enrada wo sanso ene Ghana fo nyina be hia ye oba ye fiefie na ni nyina ene seye nyina ye nim fiti sa coronavirus atrinity e wa mahodo so no anchakra no mampeni nana adodan kwa kufuado wode fa so afa wo no ene hwe esikasam so ede beto Ghana fo nyina enim sei wetimi wo se coronavirus no twia na etwe eko amahodo no eso ne betimi ban se o man Ghana kra no ebetimi aba be piemu ewo o man Ghana ensino man Ghana yesiesi ye ho pa ma wetwa sika botre kra dia to wo se coronavirus yi ebo ne humu so no be piemu ewo man Ghana mo a ye de sa sika no ebe so ne nyina ano na ekamia ese wo mudi sa eye asemi ba abonten anchakra ye di 6 March ni wie pepepe ena ni die coronavirus ebeti ayesi ebi nso ababe piemu ewo man Ghana mu na ho akwa hia se wo mampani na adodan kwa kufuado abridom nyina kwasi de nwumre biera no woni Ghana fo nyina ba behia and fellow Ghanaians na wa kyerɛkyerɛ ya na mwahodo aban no etu se na be ya wodi beso eye yade no anom na wasan so akyerɛ ya ni mwahodo wo se yeye se na be ya ye nyina so ye betimi ye ho ebetimi atoyen na ye ntimi kwotete isa yade yi bi na die etoso enurade ye woni ye ehia ye ne die etoso edunu wotwe 28 na enurade ye woni Ghana fo be hia ye no wode nsem bi ebatu dwa esem coronavirus yi ba ye no wode Ghana fo nyina sin hyehye ahodo wode ba ye se yendi so no ya boye homodin yin di so ewom se ebinum atonanum awonse do ewo coronavirus yi mu die nanso owogide se ya boye homodin papa aye ahwe si ye betimi aboye ho ban ewo sa ya gei eho na nomo na wosanso ede tu dwa se emprempren die ihihia ahodo wode tu ho se yi kwa asori anipa bebre entimi kwa asori nipa be yoha pe ne betimi akwa asori eyiye nipa be yoha ne betimi akwa ye yiye afense no niema hodo wo kan se ne die eyo hye se face mask no ye nhye be bibiera ye bekọ no wose se die enye ohye biom se face mask no wo be hye ne mo no bomadian se ye betiti ye ntem na fe no ye nsa hohoro no ye ma ne fanye ye dabia brabo enka ye dabia brabo ho na entimi emboa ye sanso na ensori se die ye betimi agi nipa dodo a ye pe ne mo no ye hwe se ye betiti atiti ye ntem na afen hyehye ahodo mo de eto ho no ye de ni nyina so ebetimi aye adwuma na enu achikro na wasanso ade tu dwa se land borders no eba no waka ye se ye saasi ihia ye so ahodo nyina no eho nso ye de credo e de atom se die wabie na wasefiti enadwa de ya eyade a se die land borders no etimi ebiebie nyina wo mampani na adodan kwa kufuado ye nkone kotie se wo cheche ni system emu
From tomorrow, Monday, 28th March, the wearing of face masks is no longer mandatory. I encourage all of you, though, to continue to maintain enhanced hand hygiene practices and avoid overcrowded gatherings. All in-person activities, such as those that take place in churches, mosques, conferences, workshops, private parties and events, cinemas and theaters, may resume at full capacity as long as the audience and all participants are fully vaccinated. Hand washing and hand sanitizing points should be made available at these venues. Outdoor functions at sporting events, entertainment spots, political rallies and funerals may resume at full capacity, again, as long as all persons at those events are fully vaccinated. Government will continue to engage all religious and traditional leaders, agencies and institutions to encourage their congregants, subjects and citizens respectfully to be vaccinated to help achieve the 20 million target by June 2022. I'll also urge the media to support this campaign in full. Fellow Ghanaians, we had to impose measures to limit the importation of the virus into our country, especially as our first cases of the virus were imported through the Kotoka International Airport, KIA. Currently, the Kotoka International Airport only allows fully vaccinated passengers who are in possession of a 72-hour negative PCR test result prior to embarkation and have a negative antigen test on arrival, entry into the country. Ghanaian citizens and foreign residents in Ghana who are unvaccinated or not fully vaccinated currently are given waivers by the Ghana Health Service to allow them entry into the country through the Kotoka International Airport. They must also have a 72-hour negative PCR test result prior to embarkation, take an antigen test on arrival, and are offered vaccination. From tomorrow, Monday, 28th March, fully vaccinated travelers into Ghana will not take PCR tests from the country of embarkation to allow them entry into the country through the KIA, and will not be tested on arrival. Citizens and foreign residents in Ghana who are not fully vaccinated would, however, need to provide a negative PCR test result of not more than 48 hours. They will undergo an antigen test upon arrival at KIA and will be offered vaccination there.
Ghana man penny nana adodan kwa kufuado e na ho ye say nu ada woni ye e ka say wo kire say e wo mu say wo si face mask no se de enye o hye de ne mo ye hwe say vaccination no ye nyina ye betimi akwakowo e de aboye ho ban ye nto akase ne say ne ye fon kopie mu e wo nsem foforo ma hye badwani a wo gire mu di ma de hye mo wo nhyae so abaton peso so e nunyam ni Steve na mo a wo de atodwa e kire say sa wo hwe nsunsan so bonni ni o hawa eye pandemic eye coronavirus yi etimi edi abreye na untimi fan toto eye dumso a John Dramani Mahama ni endi samanyuko no wamo ede ebreye no wo kire mu se sanka endi samanyuko no ena wa aban mu imprempren yi a anka ohawa ye nam yi a chese coronavirus yi ede ebreye no wanhwe ya ye ti kra ena be nanti for instance wo mu hu bia koyon be fa so etimi dia so sa hawi nyina ano wo kire mu se ye nyina ye wo man mu ena wo mu di dumso ebe dware ye ende unama egwomo ye ya ma se sempo de etimi ebe ye omampani dada John Dramani Mahama ni din ende hu ye okwan mi ma odum so no wade so ya Mahama na de sa pepepe ena na ekoso ewo man mo wotwe mu se NPP aban ne eye omampani na adodan kwa kofuado o mabom humodin papa o ma ye bi esan se wiase nyinawra coronavirus yi eba ye no e kan ye nyina ye sikasem na wotwe mu se sa wo hwe anamo ahodo aban eto se na be ya what the best source or how in na anwa what to chepa e de mano extra NDC for says ya omo pencil and asa or how we eba ya akwa mo hu wo mo 3 and wo mo 9 yenkoti
of the most fundamental anomalies disturbing us as a country, which cuts across, is the fact that all successive governments, many a time, borrow on our domestic market at a higher interest rate than even the private sector. This is destroying the Guta and whatever AGI and investment. I haven't seen any country anyway, at least not the developed economies, that T-bills can give returns higher than risky assets from the private sector. So it's one of the areas we should also look at. And it's making all the financial economic models sharp to 1965, I think Ross 70s there, 90s, Demin and Lien, is it Hanan and Lien, and then Demin 2015. All these models, they are not good pointers or applicable in our market, on our market or in Ghana. So one of the areas destroying us is the fact that governments borrow on our domestic market at a higher interest rate than the private sector. It's not done anywhere. It's not done anywhere. So we should also look at that. I'll say my boss, because he is higher than me, and I have to accord him that respect. I think the parameters I stated. My boss cannot tell me that GDP wasn't somewhere around 3.2, 3.4 when they left power. It is a fact. T-bills for the same period, say 90 days or 300, was around 22. Even if he's saying 16.5, it has been improved now. It's a fact. Policy rate was 25.5. So what I'm saying is that the only thing they talk about and agree is the debt to GDP. But even that one, respectfully, he knows that our GDP has been impaired because of the impaired productivity, which is not the fault of the government. I don't think if NDC had been impaired, they could have done anything better. It's a global situation. Now UK, they increase their policy rate by 0.75. It's very huge on their market. You were 0.5. So let us appreciate these things in the context I am talking about. It is a fact. Look, talking about COVID.
Enwechi wapeni Steven Namwa wasanso editujwa mu say Ghana ye economy no akwakwa yete say abofra waseko say na wachiro mu say ye ntimi pe eye kwan kituwe bi say de beso ano ne mo no ye nhwe say ye bepe how anapota solution ewa ai betimi aboa betimi atena ho afebo wasi NDC ni NPP fo nyina no yade omu nyina di ntwo so omu pe eye wo how omu de betimi edi aso ye economy na ano no wachiro mu say kwa omu fa so edi so ano no enya de betimi aboa nti ye mpe eye solution emudo ai betimi atena ho afebo ye nkoti.
I really agree perfectly with I don't know her title, but respectfully, the woman from Lagos. And sometimes when such important extracts are put into the public domain, something all of you gloss over, they move into these areas, and I get a bit surprised and astonished. She spoke about structural bottlenecks in our economy. Something, these bottlenecks have been with us not because of only NPP or NDC. Let's be very honest with us. For instance, God's names and the NDC, they try to ask respectfully my boss, Honorable Tobe. So it's an ongoing exercise. And then, look, I always say this, Ghana's major problem, economic, I see our economy, currency, and those things as a child with sickle cell. Small push, then there's crisis. NDC, MPP, we've been trying to always use short-term approach to solving these problems, which will not work. Let's be very honest with ourselves. It will never work. Because these problems have been there for almost 40 years. When we have crisis, we try to mitigate the impact, and then it comes back. It's very sinusoidal. Until we accept these facts and take policies out and design a long-term approach to solving some of these problems, something will work out. Coming to your question that why now, why that, we call something monitoring and evaluation. I even add an adjustment. You can design a policy framework. You can come up with projects, set up institutions, structures. But once you monitor along the critical activity path of outlaying funds into these areas and executing your stewardship, You can be confronted with challenges that will call for the need to adjust. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. My only concern is that
no ne pa wo so wakasa esesia yo nunyam ni Steven amwa wono mahyebejo ni dima de hye omo nhyia so abato peso so kopie omo mahyebejo fe nso a abedwe ko omo hwe sikasem so odi mu kinkima pa ewo honom na mento ansem no so na ababa bi a wadi mfie edunson wo senior high school anapose oye old students ewo adwuma ko bisiase senior high school na ye kiremu a me ne okase wo gi ayarehwe ewo adwuma ko aban ayaresa bia ne nyina ene sei wakonum owuaduro a wo ye se wo kuni ho ne nyina ene sei ni boyfriend eja no se bo mpesa woni no ebetene biom na ye kiremu asem yi esiye ewo adwuma ko enya esiem mensin no emo ewo mfimfim mantemo na ye kiremu a ewuaduro a wonum ye no ababai ewo form 2 ewo eye adwuma ko bisiase senior high school honom owo form 2 no num ewuaduro sanka wode eji ni nkwa edi efri ono ankasa ni nsemo na abra wonum edre wie ni colleagues ene kokun no se afede na enumu nyina ene epu ehru ya womo etam no ede no ekopie mu awayaresa bia me no kase woje ayarehwe na enu echi ababai na ne so tete no a ye bisa se ede ne ha na wo twem se ne boyfriend a chese wo ye taxi driver no woni chese wonim DAC wanya ne boni bia enu ane se ne boyfriend no asori prekopa wo se woni no entene biom enti so wo se ne boyfriend se on ne entene biom dia ende wonim mfaso a ebe wo ne so e wasase so enti no eti sade a wo ku ne ho preko ene se entimi anya yi a chese ne colleagues ekohu no eje ne nkwa enti prepren woje ayarehwe na owi a womo ebehwe se counseling a chese counselor owo school ni mu no wode cancel wode nkyerɛkyerɛ ebekɔ edi ama no ss wo boyfriend eja we enya wo nkunumpo wo boyfriend wo se we ja wa ukun ho wonu sa ni pay ono no be waro da cha na pese ngi ono e no be waro wa wo ku ho preko pe se we de ayare ho sem na nso we nya enkuni ho wo motimi agye ne nkwan no ene nsem ayakwa kofa edi efrefrefe matemo edi abrob se anopa no nsia kase Mejina ne nsemu se ne na no pe kase me de brewo sa no pa no nsia kase no me mfa wo mfensi ya me mfa seda kase emfa ma o sa brindom ni na unya adagye ne bre na wo hwe XTV anopa no nsia kase ohumi live e wo Facebook e XTV GH na YouTube so e XTV Ghana Obaapa Mavis Akosua Atteh enimidi me twa me ho sesi aba me ba ye ba be di Ghana ho komo me dase